I'm convinced she thought that the man she loved, more than anything, was about to ask her to marry him. Because the killer is you, Janny, the victim's boyfriend. He pulled back his hood, still insisting.
That's not true. I told her I had a surprise, but not this. I don't understand why you're accusing me. I didn't do anything.
I held up my hand, showing him my fingertips still glistening under the streetlight. Mineral oil. Transparent. Odorless. You spread it along this section of the railing. Just enough to make her slip. Not enough for anyone to notice afterward. It would evaporate, wash away with the rain. She leaned forward to grab the envelope, and you were counting on her losing her grip.
James stepped forward, touching the railing himself. His fingers came back slick.
It's still here, he said quietly. You didn't have time to clean it all off. It's true, he murmured. And you were also the first one to say the victim's name. How could you have known it? Gianni shook his head, confused, sweating.
It's not true. It's because we were supposed to meet here. She wasn't there, and...
James cut him off. You didn't know what had happened. You found out later. Or at least, that's what you said. Gianni shouted.
No! I heard it! I heard someone talking!
You know, earlier I told you that leaning out that far was dangerous. That you could have fallen too. And it would have been ironic, almost poetic, ending up trapped in the very snare you prepared. Because there's one detail you forgot. Something still left on the railing. A fragment of the envelope. The piece Rianna was reaching for when she slipped. Behind me, Kella stepped in.
Yes, but don't you think someone would have seen her?
She never let go of the envelope. It didn't float back up because Rianna was still clutching it, even after she fell. But she refused to release it, and never imagined, not even for a second, that the man she loved could have planned something so cruel. I saw Kella's expression change. Her face hardened, disappointed, wounded. That story had hit her deeper than she wanted to admit. The man in front of us snapped.
That's not true. She never loved me. What are you talking about? I just wanted it to look like an accident. She was cheating on me.
Kella stepped forward. Her hand rested on my shoulder for a brief second. Then she reached him and slapped him. Sharp. Unexpected. The man froze. James stood there with the same stunned look. He had no idea what had come over her. Kella slowly turned back to him, her eyes locked onto the killer. Her voice low, almost a whisper soaked in rage.
I can't even look at you. And no, she wasn't cheating on you.
His eyes widened, disbelieving.
What? How would you know? What are you talking about?
The person she was talking to on the phone, right before coming to meet you, was exactly the one you believed to be her lover. Before coming here, I looked into it. I spoke to that person. They told me Rianna had been suffering for weeks. She couldn't make you understand the truth anymore. She wasn't cheating on you. You were the one who refused to see it. Too proud, too convinced you were right. That phone call wasn't a lover. It was a friend. The only person Rianna confided in. She truly believed that today you were going to propose to her. She was certain of it. I had it confirmed. The day you argued, Rianna hid the messages from you because in that chat there was exactly this. That you were planning a surprise, that you were going to ask her to marry you. There was no betrayal, no secret, just a woman in love and a man who chose to believe his own jealousy. It's absurd. For something so small, you decided to commit something so cruel. It's shameful.
The man collapsed. He dropped to his knees, his eyes filled with tears.
No, that's not true,
He stammered.
It was her lover. I never hid anything. We told each other everything. I couldn't accept it. I couldn't accept that she had betrayed me.
His voice cracked. The rest hung in the air. Kella let out a long breath. She closed her eyes, tilted her head, furious. Then she spoke, her tone cold and sharp.
She never cheated on you. You're just a fool. She truly loved you. Until the very end, she believed it was a surprise.
The man, sobbing, stammered.
That's not true. It's not true. Stop.
Kella didn't stop.
I hope this regret stays with you for the rest of your life. James, take him away.
Kella leaned over the railing. I watched her in silence for a few seconds. She gripped the metal edge tightly, so tightly her knuckles turned white. Her jaw was clenched. She was fighting something back. I'd seen her angry before. I'd seen her frustrated. But this was different. This was grief. I took a step closer. You shouldn't stand so close after what just happened. You could lean by mistake where... She shook her head sharply, cutting me off. For a moment, neither of us spoke. The Thames moved below us, indifferent. Then, without looking at me, she said quietly,
Do you know what the worst part is, Blake?
I stepped even closer.
She never stopped believing in him. Even when she was drowning, even when her lungs were filling with water, she held on to that envelope because she thought...
Her voice cracked.
She thought he loved her.
I didn't know what to say. There was nothing to say. She finally turned to face me. Her eyes were red, but she wasn't crying. She wouldn't let herself.
Blake, would you ever do something this insane for love? For jealousy?
I looked her in the eyes. She was shaken, deeply. I stepped beside her. Kella, even if I loved someone with every part of me, even if that person didn't love me back or betrayed me, it would hurt, yes. But I could never do something like this. What that man did wasn't love. It was possession. When you truly love someone, you let them be free. You don't hold them tight by force, and you don't destroy them out of fear of losing them. I'd rather suffer myself than ever make her suffer. She smiled faintly, didn't say a word. She looked at me, then turned away. She took a few steps, then stopped beside me. She didn't meet my eyes. She was staring at the horizon. She smiled again. She tapped my shoulder twice, a quiet farewell. Then she walked away. I stayed on the bridge a little longer. The truth was simple. Without Kella, I would never have solved the case. Actually, I'm convinced she had understood everything long before I did. I'm certain she was expecting me, too. That's why she positioned James on the other side. She knew I would stay here. She knew the culprit would have no escape. And, in fact, if it hadn't been for her, I would never have noticed the tape on the ground. She had insisted so strongly that we leave, and only now did I understand why. I let out a breath, almost smiling. Damn it, Kella. I don't know how you do it, but you're always one step ahead of me. One day I'll catch up. You'll see.